Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you are doing well, and today we're going to be covering this story. Despite backlash, Disney confirms it won't rehire James Gunn. Good on you, Disney. I know that there are a lot of people out there that disagree with my assessment of this. I know there are a lot of people that attack me in the comment sections and call me any kind of names, and you know what? You can keep calling me those names. You can keep calling me out all you want. It will not change the fact that Disney had every single right to fire James Gunn for these tweets. You can point out saying, why didn't they fire him earlier? Because these tweets have been around for a while. This news report came out years ago and nothing was done. Why? Those are excellent questions, but it does not change the fact that Disney had every right to fire James Gunn, and if we look at the comments that he said, yes, comments, not jokes, absolutely, he should have been fired. And I will keep on saying it, that I think, especially now that these new pictures are coming out of him at a, To Catch a Predator party. No, I'm sorry. At this point, there is more than enough to at least have some speculation that there might be something else going on. You only have to look at the fact that so many people in Hollywood are affected by this. You only have to look to the fact that people in power tend to be these kinds of people. Now, you might say that's pure speculation. Yes, if that's all that I had, that would be. But what would we have now? No, we have comments. We have actual sick, disgusting comments. We have actual sick, disgusting pictures. And absolutely, this guy needs to be looked into, and if he's proven to have done nothing wrong, there's totally clean, then at that point, I'll let it go. But until then, this guy needs to be looked into. And also until then, Disney has absolutely no reason to rehire him. I don't care if there's, 50,000, 150,000 knuckleheads who say, oh no, he should be rehired again. Doesn't matter what he said. Free speech. No. Free speech is one thing, but you have to understand there are consequences in the private sector. There are consequences for the things you say. If I were to say some ridiculous things like the things that he said, do you not think that I would have possibly been affected? And you know what? Yes, I would have. And I would have said that my job had every single right to do what they did. Just like Disney has every single right to do this. Every single right to do this. Now again, I don't agree with everything that Disney does. I think that the whole Roseanne Barr situation was stupid. I don't think that was good enough reason to fire her. This, on the other hand, is a very different situation because we have actual comments, we have actual pseudo jokes. Because again, there's a difference between the two. There are actual comments, and then there are these pseudo jokes that really aren't that funny. You might say, oh, well, that's just your opinion, man. That's just like your opinion, man. No, they're not funny. They're not funny. I've had people in the comments, I'm not going to say their names out of respect for them, but I've had people in the comments who have shared stories with me of how things happened to them when they were children and how disgusted they are that there are people out there that think this kind of garbage is funny, that think these kind of so-called jokes are hilarious. That disgusts me. And then there's other people who say, oh, well, you're just virtue signaling and you're just acting like you're just the perfect person. No, I'm not a perfect person. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, and I will continue to make mistakes in my life. But guess what? If I were to make a public mistake like this, guess what? There would be repercussions for those actions. I would be affected by that, which is exactly what happened to James Gunn. So for you to try and say those things and then just to ignore the reality of the situation is just stupid. And I'm sorry that I'm just getting so worked up on this, but it really is frustrating me at this point that we're still having to talk about this damn thing. He said terrible things, disgusting things, things that probably should be looked into. Let him be looked into. Let it go and let it be looked into. Instead of starting another petition, fighting Disney about this. Because you know what? When you look at the things that he said, if you're still defending him or anything else that he's been saying or anything else that he's been doing, you're a part of the problem. You are a part of that problem. All right, let's see what this actual article has to say from here. All right, we're reading from TheVerge.com. So, it's been about a month since Disney fired former Guardians of the Galaxy director after several alt-right figures resurfaced some of his old offensive shock humor tweets about pedophilia. Yeah, let's put that in there. Let's make sure that we make this all about, oh, it was the alt-right people. It was the alt-right crazy figures. They're the reasons why to blame this. No. How about instead you just say, it's been about a month since tweets resurfaced. Why do you have to make it about politics? Why do you have to say that that is the reason why? Doesn't matter who found it. The fact is that they were out there. The fact is that anyone could have found it. Just because they were alt-right, just because someone may have been left-leaning, finding up stuff about Trump or about anyone else, wouldn't matter. If the facts were there, they're the facts. Does that matter? See, this is when journalism becomes editorializing, when you have to throw in phrases like that just to get your damn point across. All right. During that time, fans, colleagues, and the Guardians cast have vocally tried to get Gunn reinstated. I bet. In spite of the campaign to paint Gunn as an actual pedophile, many people believe the implicating jokes, some a full decade old. Oh, I can see already, this article is already trying to defend the guy. No longer reflect Gunn as a person, and the director had already apologized for them years ago to boot. Supporters on social media clearly hope Disney might change its mind under pressure and petitioning. Today, it seems that dream is dead. Good. Good. That dream should be dead. Because those things he said are disgusting. Oh, it was 10 years ago. He was 40 years old. He was a 40-year-old man. It's not like he was some 20-year-old college kid making a stupid statement. It was someone who was in his 40s making disgusting comments, not jokes, disgusting comments. And you're going to try and say, well, you just don't understand it. It was a joke. No. Read them again. Jokes have punchlines. Jokes have setups. Jokes aren't just disgusting comments. I don't know what else to say to get it through to you. What do you not understand? What do you not get? And then this damn article saying, oh, we're going to, defend him and everything. Oh, he apologized. It was a full decade ago. I mean, no. This guy was in his 40s. He was more than enough in the right state of mind. Nothing happened to him then. He's now getting the repercussions for his actions. And you know what? I think he should be looked into. And you know what? If he's found to have done nothing wrong, great. Then he can start to rebuild. Then I do think that he has a chance of revitalizing his career. But until that happens, because at this point we have more than enough to want to look into it, I'm not going to watch anything else that he has to do. I'm not going to support him. And I don't think a lot of people will either. To all those people that still are, just think about it for a second. Try and understand it from our perspective. Try and understand it from the fact that these comments, stop saying that they're jokes, please. Stop saying believe these implicating jokes. No. These were not jokes. They were comments. Read them as they are. And please explain to me how any of them can be even just slightly configured to be an actual joke. Please do that. I'm waiting. I would love to hear what you have to say about that. Oh, my goodness gracious, this article. According to Variety, Walt Disney Studio Chairman Alan Horn recently met with Gunn, and while the get-together helped clear the air over the decision to let Gunn go, Horn stood firm on his original verdict. The third Guardians film is still expected to go into production in 2019, reportedly using Gunn's existing script, though any new director brought in might pull their own spin on it. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I have no problem with them using the script. I have no problem with that. Again, just the same reason why I will watch Guardians 1 and Guardians 2. Again, I can make that separation between the art and the artist for that material that's already come out. I can do that because Guardians 1 is hilarious. Guardians 2 is also a solid film. But does that mean that I have to go out and defend it? I know why people like Dave Bautista's defending him. Obviously, they have a bond. Again, James Gunn is the one that made Dave Bautista relevant. I know why. The rest of the cast is defending him too. Because not only did he give them and gift them characters that have defined their careers in a lot of their cases, but also whenever you're making a film or movie or any production, you form a relationship with that person. And it's hard to accept and believe that that person could do anything bad. That any of those persons that you meet and know and meet on a daily basis could have any demons within them. But obviously the comments that we see here, doesn't matter if they're from 10 years ago or not. Does not matter if they're from 10 years ago or not. The fact that we have these pictures at this disgusting, weird Hollywood party. Doesn't matter how long ago it happened. The fact is it happened. The fact is that it's something that's worth being looked into. In any case. That's it. Look into it. Now, for the people that are calling him a pedophile, I'm not that person. I'm not that person because you know what? We don't have the evidence to show that is actually the case. But what we do have is enough to look into it. To ask questions. And also, the other side does not have enough to say, oh, just let it go. There's nothing there. All right? Where we are right now is we have enough for an investigation to come about. Period. End stop. And for you to say otherwise is for you just to be completely ignorant of the facts in the situation. Oh, my goodness gracious. I already can tell this next paragraph is going to be amazing. Gunn's original tweets were widely publicized by alt-right figures in an active attempt to punish him for progressive views. The tactic had worked before on the other left-leaning public figures. Gunn was swiftly fired, though overwhelmingly people on social media were aghast that Disney did not seem to care that Gunn had already learned from his mistakes. As I have discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor, Gunn wrote after the news broke. It's not to say I'm better, but I'm very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. Really. It's interesting because your Twitter doesn't seem to have a whole lot of love in it when dealing with certain people. Just saying. Just saying. But again, trying to push this narrative of, oh, we got to blame the alt-right and we're going to make it political. No. The guy made comments. They were uncovered. Doesn't matter who they were uncovered by. They were his comments. Doesn't matter that it was from 10 years ago. They were still his comments. And nothing has happened from that. Yes, can people grow? Absolutely. Absolutely. But guess what? Do we really know if he's grown or not? No, we don't. He might say that he does. The people that know him might say he does. But again, that's still not enough with the comments that were said. With the disgusting comments that were said. And also, if something was done at that time. Because again, I'm not saying that it was, but what if? I would rather us find out for sure than to let something else go. And I can guarantee you this right now. For anyone that's watching, anyone that's ready to go, I'm going to attack him in the comments. For any of you that's about to do that right now, I'm going to ask you this question. If James Gunn was a card-carrying Republican or a card-carrying Trump supporter, would you have as much a defense of him as you do? Would you? And if you say yes, you're a liar. I'm going to call you out on your crap right now. Guarantee you, most of you are liars. Most of you would crucify him just for that fact alone, even if there was less evidence. Because of your politics. I don't care. I'm middle of the road. I don't care for either political party. I didn't vote for Trump. I don't care about that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, what I care about is what's been presented to me, and what's been presented to me are disgusting comments about children. About children. And for you to just try and wipe it away and say it's nothing, disgust me. And you can call me a virtue signaler all you want. You can say, oh, you're no better than SJWs. I don't care. I don't care. This is how I feel. This is how a lot of the people that are in my community feel. And the fact that this garbage is still going on, and the fact that The Verge is trying to turn this into politics is ridiculous. And it needs to stop. All right. While some internet commenters believe that Disney's decision was just, a lot of people do. Again, I will say a lot of people support him. A lot of people also support Disney. Given the extreme nature of the original tweets and Disney's public face as kid-friendly company, support for Gunn has been widespread. The character has been shown in a wake of his firing is consistent with the man he was every day on set, and his apology now and from years ago when first addressing these remarks, we believe is from the heart, a heart we all know, trust, and love, read an open letter. In catching each of us to help him tell the story of misfits who find redemption. He changed our lives forever. We believe the theme of redemption has never been more relevant now. And I agree with you. I am all for redemption. But if something happened, and again, we have enough at this point to at least look into it, let's find out. And if nothing's there, great. Fine. Let's move on. But either way, cut this political nonsense garbage. All right, guys, what are y'all's thoughts about this? Are you as tired of hearing about this garbage as I am? I know that I said in my last video I did on this, I hope this is the last video I have to do. But after reading this article, I just had to get it out there because I'm just so sick and tired of everything being politicized. Why can't it be that someone said something disgusting and that's it? Why does it have to be, oh, uncovered by alt-right troll? Just stop. It doesn't matter who the source came from. What matters is the information correct? And yes, these tweets are real. These tweets were not tweaked. So it should be looked into. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And guys, we need our voices to come together. Whether you agree with me or not, we need to be able to have a conversation with each other. And I'm sorry that I showed anger and frustration. I'm sorry that I used names. But the problem is that there are people out there, not just in the comments, but also making videos, who are saying disgustingly inaccurate things, and I just will not stand for that. So anyway, guys, have a great day as always, and God bless.